Ladies and gentlemen, I am the author of the play you are about to see. Well, that isn't quite true, that I am the author, of course. The real author is a man named Kneubuhl. I don't look like him. Not in the slightest. I don't sound like him. Besides, he was a much older man than I am. About the only thing we have in common is that, well, we're both Hapahaole. He's part Samoan and I'm part Hawaiian. Anyway, he made me up. I don't know why. So, here I am, an act of the imagination, created out of nothing in particular on a rainy day so that other acts of the imagination, these characters, this play, might come into existence. An unreality bringing forth into the world of reality other unrealities. Does that seem so strange to you? It isn't, you know. Not really. I mean, without these other characters, I have no reason for being here. And without us, the real author really has no reason for existing. In fact, has no existence. So, I have as much right as he to say that I am the author, the real author of this play. Even to use his name as mine. Ladies and gentlemen, here and now I create him, and in that creation, create myself. Now that you all understand, let me begin again. Friends, dear friends, my name is Kneubuhl, and I am the author of the play you are about to see. As I've explained, I am the play.
Welcome to the golden shores of paradise. Welcome to the golden days of a Viking name, when the elite reigned in their regal splendor over their loyal and carefree subjects. Welcome to an Eden of perfume flowers and dew-spangled days that reflect rainbows across azure skies. Welcome to the land of true aloha, Hawaii, the land of love and music, and the hula!
Genius in charge of sound.
Oh, well, that's nothing today because Jimmy's gone to Australia.
May I see him, please?
Well, it's a bit far. He can't. We've only got 15 minutes.
I want to congratulate him.
Pardon?
You took the word right out of my mouth.
Aloha Kanikau. My name is Michelle Johansson. I am not Hawaiian and Loie is not the author of this play. The real author of this play is not Hawaiian either, and nor are these beautiful Waikiki hula dancers. I am a Tongan director working in Aotearoa with a Pan-Polynesian cast in May of this year to produce a Hawaiian play by a Samoan playwright. Having said that though, I am only Awhakasi or half-caste Tongan, and the real playwright is only Awhakasi Samoan. The question of the day then is cultural authenticity in the medium of Polynesian theatre making, and specifically in Mele Kanikau by Kneubuhl. So why Kneubuhl, why here, and why now? So to do this, we need to imagine a time before the 1990s in New Zealand, where Polynesian actors were unaccustomed to seeing Polynesian actors play Polynesian people on the stages of Aotearoa. So this was a time before Samoans were naked or laughing or in Bro Town, and before Dr. Maxwell Arvia and his cousin Vinny appeared on the streets on Shoreland streets. There were virtually no stories about Polynesians or for them on the stages of Aotearoa. And then in 1992, a play called Think of a Garden was written. And this story told a Samoan story using Samoan language from a Samoan-centric worldview. It was the first time that the Samoan language was heard in the theatres of Aotearoa, and it held New Zealanders to task. So Think of a Garden tells the story of the assassination of Te Pua Tamasese, leader of the Mau movement, gunned down by the New Zealand police in December of 1929 in a peaceful protest in Apia. For Pacific people in Aotearoa, and particularly Samoan people, this was a landmark play, and John Kneubuhl is a landmark playwright. I am a Polynesian theatre maker. I have a duty to pay back and to pay forward. So because of Kneubuhl, I can stand here on the stage today, and the themes and characters and story of his play, Mele Kanikau, have arguably never been more important. Kneubuhl's plays explore themes of cultural identity, loss and redemption for Polynesians of mixed blood and second thoughts. And it's a fusion of Kneubuhl's well-educated Western perspective, but also his deep-seated Polynesian roots that create the dramatic tension through which Kneubuhl stages questions of authenticity. In the field of post-colonial studies, the concept of authentic culture is problematic. Does this imply a return to some perfect state of pre-colonial indigeneity? Or do we mean something that is true to a more fluid sense of a culture that evolves? In 1976, Professor Albert Wendt wrote that there is no state of cultural purity from which there is decline. Usage determines authenticity. I argue that our production of Mele Kanikau is culturally authentic, despite the fact that we had no Hawaiians in our Hawaiian play. I argue that Kneubuhl's play script is culturally authentic, despite his own status as an outsider to the culture on which he comments and criticises. I argue that the methodology that binds these things together, like this fine mat, is a weaving. It's a culturally authentic Polynesian way of selecting, gathering and joining different fibres together. And I argue that our production was also a weaving. The weaving together of a play script that was written in 1975 and the weaving together of a diverse pan-Polynesian cast of dancers, actors and musicians in an authentic Polynesian production that could only have happened here in Aotearoa. Samoan scholar Caroline Sinabayana says that Kneubuhl's layers of story and theme continually speak to and across each other, weaving in and out of the text like the fibres of a pandanus mat. Albert Wendt says of Polynesians that our dead are woven into our souls like the hypnotic music of bone flutes. We can never escape them, and if we let them, they can help us illuminate ourselves and to one another. It is this illumination of ourselves and to ourselves that the layers of the play work towards in Mele Kanikau. In the story, actors in a pageant are preparing for their hula performance for tourists to Hawaii. The concert has a sense of being fake.
Oh my gosh, she just said that.
Rather than a genuine performance of cultural practices, until a native Hawaiian expert arrives with an authentic hula halau. The kumu hula is drunken.
I drink. I like to get drunk. So I hide.
And offensive. And he tells the traditional Hawaiian legend of kahikiloa and care. And we, as the audience, accept this.
I accept it.
I accept it.
Good, wonderful. But a little more aliki in your voice.
I accept it.
We bring you our poor gift of the hula, Your Majesty. The story of the young ali'i, Kahikiloa's love for the beautiful care. You all know the story of how love turned into jealousy, and how jealousy turned into hatred, destroying all life. grew up on Oahu in the valley of Kanikau. How he was favored with power and beauty, and how he spurned all women until finally, while visiting Kauai, he came to Waimea, where the people were feasting and dancing, and where he saw the beautiful young woman there.
As evening shadows fall, I hear your sweet melody that brings back fond memories of you.
Kahikiloa, the son of Ali. Kahikiloa, at whose shadow the communists tremble. Kahikiloa the brave. Kahikiloa the beautiful. Kahikiloa the loving.
I'd be so lost without you, lost without you. Everything seems so blue, everything seems so. My heart keeps saying that it's you, dear. Well, it's you, it's you, it's you, my darling.
Aloha. Hey, nay. You are just mine alone. There'll be no one in your place. Amen. There'll be no one in your place. Amen.
However, this moment, which purports to be the most traditionally authentic and Hawaiian of all of the moments in the play, is actually the biggest fairy tale of them all. It is a made-up legend performed by ghosts. What does it mean then to be culturally authentic? The play functions as a charge to all Polynesians to reconnect with their cultural pasts and to reweave the fibres of their own identity accordingly. It is therefore an individual and personal journey. Just as the lead character Carl must find his own way to live in a culturally authentic manner, so must we all. In Polynesian culture, the art of weaving these fine mats is passed on through the generations, as are the mats themselves. They are woven with strands that travel to and from two different directions, and we might define these directions in different ways. In Kneubuhl's script, they might be said to represent his totolua, his two bloods, his Balangi and his Samoan heritage. These fibres are woven into a mat of cultural value that might be laid down as a prized gift or at a special occasion, at a wedding or a christening or a funeral, marking loss as the play does in its Mele Kanikau, personal and collective. However, this precious mat now woven might also be worn. It might be used as a marker of cultural value, adorning a bride, or a graduate, or a performer. The performance itself then becomes the gift. It is a reminder of traditional customs. It is a way to show cultural authenticity. As Wendt says, usage determines authenticity. Hau'ofa and Wilson say that to contemporary discourses of identity politics, Kneubuhl's work offers the lighter perspective from ancient Oceania, that one's identity is a work in progress, continually being woven from the fibres of lineage, heart, and volition. Mele Kanikau reminds us that we must choose to weave our own identities. It reminds us of the need to retain our cultures and cultural practices. It presents a cultural culturally authentic, pan-Polynesian story that focuses on individual duty and collective responsibility. It cautions us to listen.
Always listen and remember. For it is only in our remembering that we can make our Mele Kanikau, like houses of words into which our dead can move and live again and speak to us. Oh, listen. If you would only listen. It is in you they breathe, it is through you they speak.